In the year 2000, Sweden hosted the Eurovision and made it the biggest up to that date. And we sent the most epic performance we could think of. The singer was well known for the Eurovision audience since he took part 6 years before. But this was something else. In my opinion, Sweden's coolest artist that always surprises and never disappoints. This is the story of Roger Pontare, an original man with no copies. You are listening to Eurovision Legends. Today with a starstruck Emil Löfström. Fire up the jingle! Welcome to Eurovision Legends, Roger Pontare.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you today?
I'm very fine. It's a beautiful morning and the birds are singing and we have a real high pressure weather. Just enjoying the morning. I was thinking of Robin Williams in this film Good Morning Vietnam, you know. And he was always, in the mornings, he was shouting out, "Good morning, Vietnam!" And I always remember in the mornings, I used to say to my wife, "Good morning, my dear." So, yeah.
Where in Sweden are you sitting now?
I'm sitting in the north of Sweden in a place called Hedvigsfors. It's a little village and very much nature and bird life, animal life. Bears, deers, and it's in the wild nature.
Over the years, I have always admired you as a singer, but above all as an artist. So for me, this is something special to talk to you.
Thank you.
We met in Eskilstuna during the Melodifestivalen this year, and I rarely get nervous, but for me it was very big to talk to you. So I thank you already here and now for taking part in my podcast.
Thank you. I'm always nervous. I'm afraid I'm not going to answer to the questions. But it's nice to talk to you. I'm very comfortable, so it's okay.
That's good. 26 years ago, you took part in Eurovision for the first time, together with the lovely veteran Marie Bergman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell me, how did you get the song Stjärnorna?
It was a song couple, Peter Bertilsson and Michael Littwold, who asked me if we want to sing a soul ballad. And I like soul ballads. And also they tell me that I'm going to sing it with Marie Bergman, and she is a great favorite and very good soul singer and very nice person and warm. So it was no problem to say yes to the song. It's a wonderful soul ballad.
The original demo was sung by Daniel Zangger, who later took part 2 times in the Swedish pre-selection under the name Crosstalk. And I wonder, was this the same demo that was presented to you?
I'm sorry, I can't answer to that question if it was. I think it was the same demo, but I think so.
God morgon min sol, tänk om jag kunde se det som bara du kan se. Ja, då visste jag allt det du vet om vad som händer med oss båda i en morgondag. Om hon stannar kvar som du ger mig av det ljus du har. Stanna dagen kvar tills månen tänder. Stjärnorna
Had Marie Bergman already accepted to perform with the song when you was called?
Yeah, so that was we took contact with each other, Marie and me, because I got a number from the songwriters. So it was a wow. I was thinking this can be a real good couple. So we matched each other very, very good, I think.
In '94, the Swedish television struggled to find participants that would take part. How come you wanted to?
No, I don't know so much about that. I got only one inviting to sing it, so I don't know this story about this.
We must talk about your stage clothes. From what I remember, it was a long black kaftan with tingle-tangle and a skeleton of a bird.
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Please tell me about your outfit.
The outfit is composed by a girl called Sarah Morskog, and she wanted to look at the text to Stjärnorna. So she made a shaman dress. And the feeling of the spiritual things, the connection we have to the stars. And this skeleton was a raven head. And then it was a very great belt in the middle of the body. It was decorated with silver plates and a lot of spiritual feeling in the dress. So it was revolutionary when I first took it on, when we started to rehearse and making this in the television. So it was very exciting. It was a revolution for me too, because I'd never had such things on me, and it got me very powered inside also. So it was exciting to go out and meet the audience and the press and everything. It was revolutionary. Nobody has done this before in Melodifestivalen.
Yeah, exactly, and not since either.
Not since either. I think it's nice to paint, because everything is a saga from the demo tape and going further to staging and everything to have, which have with the songs to do. It's a lot of colors you can work with, and fantasy. Fantasy is very important.
Did your collaboration with this girl started there? Because I mean, you have always, especially in Melodifestivalen, have very specially clothes.
I think it was the beginning. I was changing ways because after this, I saw it was a possibility to go further, and it's a development for an artist. If you find the right path, then you go to it and get inspired and do something else in the same way. I think it's important for every artist to find the way. So you test different things, and then wow.
With 4 points more than the runner-up, you won the pre-selection in Sweden and went to Dublin.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you remember from the host city?
The host city was very nice, but I remember very strongly how it was always soldiers everywhere. There were in the arena. There was very much guards and soldiers with rifles and so on. It was not so nice, but it was very, very safe.
Yeah. The security.
Yeah, the security. I was looking for the word. That I can remember. And but then the arena was prepared wonderfully. When we reached the stage, it was no problem. You don't think about the soldiers and security. When the people arrived, so it was very full arena. So, but then we were in Dublin itself, when we had a lot of time to go out in the city and so on. It was wonderful, and a lot of street musicians, and it was a really good feeling.
From 1994, I have talked to the artists from Finland, Ireland, Germany, Bosnia, Austria, Poland, and France.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Edyta Górniak, the singer from Poland, wanted me to send all her love and thank you for the pickles you gave her.
Aha! That's nice. Very nice.
What were your expectations? Did you think you had a good chance for a top score?
We were sure of winning, of course, from the very beginning. I thought the song was very strong, and we were a strong couple on the stage, and I painted up a very winning scenery before we entered the stage, and we were lucky in that situation, so it was no problem. Just walk out and sing 3 minutes, and then take the whole in the box.
Yeah. You finished 13th with 48 points. Were you disappointed?
Oh, yes. It was a dip where I don't want to talk to the press or something. Nobody. Marie went to the press. They wanted to have a press conference, but I didn't. I'm sorry. But I was not feeling good. I went up to the hotel room and just sat there and in a very big dip. It was not a good feeling, and it took a long time. When I come over it was terrible.
Oh, I didn't know.
It was terrible. But Marie saved the situation and went to the press conference and said that Roger is very, very sad. Yeah, that's life.
But 5 years later, you took part in the pre-selection again, and this time solo with the song Sommarvis.
Mm.
A very beautiful anthem.
Everything was staged like ice cubes, I remember, and I have a big white ice bear fur on it, so it was all perfect, and the hymn was something special to sing. And a different song in festival, in Melodifestival feeling.
Isens pansar täcker min sjö och sommarens fåglar har flytt. Luften fylls av drivande snö och mörkret är här på nytt. Vandrar kring land, längtande efter en värmande hand. Långt, långt bort är mitt paradis, stelnad och kall är min själ, sommarvis.
You ended up in a 5th place, and the song was played on the radio for the entire year. And that is actually funny, since Charlotte Perrelli, who won this year and won the whole Eurovision, told us in a previous episode that the radio stations refused to play her winning song.
I heard so, but how come?
Probably because they thought the song was bad.
Den var bad? Jaha, not any political. It was, the text was, ordinary. Oh, yeah.
But they liked your song.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel sorry for Charlotte, but now they are playing it now and then. It's a grand old hit, and it's never gonna die.
Exactly. And the year after, in 2000, I know you didn't want to take part at all at first.
Mm.
And the composers of the song, Linda Dahl, Peter Dahl, and Thomas Holmstrand, nagged themselves hoarse. How come you didn't want to take part at first?
I think it depends on... sometimes I have a long way to go before I say yes to a song. I have to listen to it and feel it for a long time. Maybe it depends on... It was a totally different song, because it was a song before that called Ring of Blood. And this song, I didn't feel the song in the right way. And therefore I was very unsure if I wanted to do it. Because it was a beginning with the Ring of Blood, and then the next song was...
Kom ifrån bergen som reser mot skyn. Hon bar på ett hjärta av guld. Men blinda av fruktan, de vägrade se. Hon blev dömd för hon visade mod. Hon är fast i en ring av blod.
Yeah, they called you to ask if you could sing the song Ring of Blood.
Yeah.
That later ended up in the musical Häxhammaren.
Yeah.
And I know that you got the song När vindarna viskar mitt namn only some days before you were going to sing the other song.
Yeah, that's correct.
And I've heard the original demo of the song När vindarna viskar mitt namn. And I have it here. It's recorded in a single take.
Wow.
And I know you only got the lyrics for the song some days before. But you nailed it, which I think is really impressive.
Yeah, it's a long time back, so I didn't know this, actually. It was interesting. Yeah, that was interesting to hear exactly how it worked.
What do you say, Roger? Shall we play the original demo that you sang in one single take?
Yeah, it's very interesting to hear.
Okay, here it comes.
Okay.
Jag blev fångad i ett mörker, jag såg inget ljus, fast allt runt omkring stod i brand. I lågornas sken fanns mitt hopp och min tro, som virvlade bort och försvann. Så ge mig din styrka, ge mig kraft att försvara mitt land. Ge mig en väg att gå, jag ser vitsen i krigarens ögon. Vill ni att jag vänder om och slåss för den jag är? Aldrig sviker jag mitt land när vindarna viskar min namn. Styrka, ge mig kraft att försvara mitt land. Ge mig en väg att gå, jag ser lysan i krigarens sång. Vill ni att jag vänder om och slåss för den jag är? Aldrig sviker jag mitt land när vindarna viskar min namn.
What do you remember from the Swedish pre-selection this year in 2000?
Yeah, it was very tumbling. It was in Gothenburg, and it was last year with the orchestra. And I was staging in my room and wondering a lot, how shall we make this? And at least I found an answer of putting in special members from different ethnic groups. An Indian, an Inuit from Thule, Grönland, and also a Sami, Johan Sara from North Norwegian. And this wasn't so popular on Swedish television because you have to fly in all the participants from different countries, and it was a very special collaboration. So it was a lot of discussions if I should or could have them with. But as I thought it was very important to get the right message to the audience, and it was a power song for the ethnic groups, and it was a little bit political, I think. So they was very confused if they're going to let me do it. But at least I get a yes, and began to be a very powerful setup, because I remember on the rehearsals we were feeling like something magical was happening, because the press were very interested in this couple. and it was a lot of questions. But some thought that this is not something we're going to win. But on the road to the big the final, it was changing. The whole atmosphere was changing to a winning ceremony before it was done. And when the votes were coming in, it was fabulous.
You were not pissed that night, you can say.
No, that night was a night with glory.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And the special thing, we didn't know each other who worked on the stage. The Indian come from Canada, and the Inuit girl Kasalop from Thule. We didn't know each other, but when they arrived to the concert house in Gothenburg, it was precisely we had met before in some way.
Yeah.
It was no problem. We just sat and talked and rehearsed, and everybody was doing the thing. It was no choreography from somebody. We just sat it and did our song.
Yeah, you really delivered a big show. I still remember this like it was yesterday when I saw this in 2000 with fireworks on stage, and you actually were the only participant this night that used the whole orchestra.
Yes, and I think we were the only one who got fire.
Yeah.
I don't know, but now it was just one big fire. It was precise in the middle of us who worked on the stage, middle of the group. So it was fantastic to have these puffs.
Yeah, and you won a gigantic victory and became Sweden's representative on home ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you all must have been very surprised, because the record company, Four Leaf Records, had only pressed 1,000 copies of the single.
Mm-hmm.
And it later sold over 100,000 copies.
Yeah, it was a diamond in once, but some days only. Oh, it was fantastic. What a surprise. You live very long thinking of this.
Yeah, I can believe.
Mm.
When we record this interview, the song När vindarna viskar mitt namn has over 15 million streams on Spotify. And the song has become an anthem in Sweden.
It's so big, you can't believe it. It's like a healing. Healing for the body, long way forward. It's wonderful.
Eurovision this year was held in Stockholm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember from the Eurovision week?
The whole week was very turbulent, and the most of the time it was very much press. I mean, reporters, photographs, and every day was a schedule with press in time. And the very craziest of all, once we were invited up to the Globe arena on the roof early one morning this week. with photographs and press people, and everybody had to climb inside the Globe arena and under the roof, and a hole through the roof and up on the roof. And it was blowing so much this day, so they was lying on the roof and taking pictures. And I was standing there holding my, it was a vaktmästare, what is it in English? Wachtmeister. Oh, I was holding his hand, because he has been a lot of times on the roof. So he was not afraid, but it was holding each other so we don't blow from the top. So it was.
We're talking about the caretaker here now.
Yeah, the caretaker. Yeah, it was. Well, I have a lot of pictures from this roof climbing, and it was crazy ideas, because every day in the week they have to find some new new ideas what we're gonna find out to do it in the press. And then it was very exciting because the Indian, he was very spiritual of himself, so he took some prairie grass with him, and we used to sit around him, and then he had a spiritual ceremony. I remember the press thought there was some drug and so, but the prairie grass, it's only a ceremonial grass. You don't inhale it. It's just for the spiritual thoughts and so. And the press was very interested in what this was. Yeah. But it was a week that you're never gonna forget, because we were so charged with the winning. Of course, like in Dublin, it was the same thing, and it was very clear with this gonna be something special, and we maybe gonna win this, or we're gonna win this. It was no problem.
Funny you mentioned this with the grass from the Native American, because in a previous episode I talked to Roy Arad from the Israeli group Ping Pong. You remember them? They were waving with Syrian flags on the stage. Yeah, and he wanted.
Maybe it was Pong Pong.
No, Ping Pong.
Roy Arad, no, Ping Pong.
He wanted to send his biggest apologize to you that he put you in trouble because he believed that you smoked dope, and he talked about this in the newspapers.
Oh, yeah.
So it was probably him that put you in the trouble.
Yeah.
But he was very sorry about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it was. I think it was in Express and paper or Aftonbladet. He was giving an apology also.
Yeah.
That actual time. Yeah.
Denmark won Eurovision 2000. Was that your favorite that year?
I thought so when I get the question, because that song was ordinarily good. It was not so special in the beginning, but when the refrain came.
Fly on the wings of love, fly baby fly, reaching the stars above, touching the sky.
I said it to the press when they asked what winner, whose song is going to be dangerous and maybe a winner. I thought it was Denmark. We had a good time with the Danish couple. It was fantastic boys.
You ended up in a 7th place with 88 points, one 12-pointer from Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction on that? Were you pissed again?
No, of course, not so much. I've been through a lot of competitions before this 2000. No, of course, I was sorry for this, because we had screwed ourselves up, so we was going to win, and the public helped us. It was wonderful sound in the Globe Arena. Just when they showed us up, it was before the song, and it was a charging like you can't explain it. So afterwards, on the press conference there, I was telling, I'm very. It was a pity, but I congratulate Denmark. It was more easy to take this than in Dublin.
In 2006. You were back in Melodifestivalen, and this time with the arena rockish Silverland. Tell me, how did you get this song?
I was on a concert in the south of Sweden when I met Thomas Gesson. And Marcus Ubeda, he was asking me, it was Marcus Ubeda and Thomas Gesson who was writing this song together. And they asked me if I can come, because they were interested, I should do this song. And I was going home to Marcus Ubeda's home, and then I laid down the song on this Silverland. Then they sent it in and we did it.
Silverland, Silverland, ensam i ett Silverland. Överallt ser jag mina drömmar. Vandra fram, över fruset hav och land. Raka mål, höjer jag min hand i ett Silverland. Raka mål, höjer jag min hand i ett Silverland.
I have heard that the Swedish television really wanted to have you in the competition this year. Was this the only song that they presented to you?
I think I had one or two songs that was sent to me personally, but they didn't. There were no good festival songs, not suited for me. And when we have done this with Gerson and Marcos Ubeda, it was a very good song, and I was very glad to take it.
I would like to highlight this performance for all our listeners now. Please, after you have heard this conversation, don't leave us now. Check this performance on YouTube. You are singing in a icy silver blue kaftan, and the backup singer is dressed as strange beings with tuft of grass on their head. And I would say calling this performance epic is not the right word to make this staging justice. How on earth did you come up with this idea? I mean, this is before Elsa in the Disney movie Frozen.
Yeah, but it's the same way as chosen, the path I was talking about before.
Yeah.
Listen to the text, listen to the dimension the song and the text have, and create something out of it. When I talked to the dressmaker and TV and the record company how we should manage this or stage it, so was it a nowhere land we was going into, and I was a preacher who tell the world what I'm walking through. It was like a saga, and it was a Silverland somewhere in space. So they had a lot of job to make all dresses. It was very spirited also, like Vindarna, like Stjärnorna. It was the same feeling. It was a nowhere land.
I love this performance. It's extremely beautiful.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. Thank you.
I remember this rehearsal. There was something about your makeup. Can you tell us about it?
It was a gorgeous makeup with a gray hair. Should have it on me, and very strong makeup. And I was so warm and sweaty, so the makeup was pouring down the face and into the eyes, and it was very, very strong. So I had to just go out and into the makeup lotion and take it away because it was burning. It is a strong memory, this. and the workers and the crew and everybody asked, what happened? Where did he go? Yeah, he was going to the makeup lounge. And Christer Björkman, he was very wondering what I'm doing.
But you mean you had to break the rehearsal?
No, I made the song, but we was going to the green room and sit there. Everything should be as like it was sending, but
broadcasting.
Broadcasting. So we was training on this. It was the general rehearsal. So everybody was going to the green room after the song, but I didn't. I went on another way to the makeup lounge.
Okay.
I wonder what happened. It was a little nervy.
I wonder what have happened with the outfit.
The outfit is hanging in my home. Yeah, and it's a lot of fur, a lot of
fabric.
Lot of fabric. It's hanging in cases, so it's in good memory.
Yeah.
Everything is a history, and it's good to have it with you.
Was this the most expensive outfit you had wear under all of your performances?
Yeah, I think so. It was very expensive, and we get some money from SVT and the record company paid the rest of it. So it was the expensivest.
11 years later, in 2017, you made your last, up to this date, performance in Melodifestivalen with the song Himmel och hav.
Heaven and sea.
Yeah.
Mm.
Stormen drog in, tystnadens vind, solen den gick i moln. Under en himmel så grå ville jag gå, aldrig mer se mig om. Fast mitt hjärta gick mitt itu, ser jag ljuset vakna här och nu. Nu lämnar jag det som en gång var, kastar loss, släpper allt jag har. När solskymningen faller långt bort från bergen sjunger jag över himmel och hav. Nu sprakar elden i ljusa kvällen, nu spelar jag för himmel och hav. Sången och skratten, stjärnfall i natten, här dansar mina drömmar. När solskymningen faller mellan himmel och hav.
Can you tell us about the song and how you ended up in Melodifestivalen again?
Yeah, it was not a good year. It was a song that I was asked to sing from the Swedish television, because it was a man called Kalle Moraeus who was asked before to sing.
A fiddler player that plays with Benny Andersson from ABBA.
Yes, and it was a collision because he was doing this. He was engaged in TV like a program lead. So it was a collision. He couldn't do it. So then they asked me to do it. So it was a very short time before. So but it was not a song that, if you listen to the other songs I have done in festivals and the winners and so on, it was a hymn. But hymns are very, maybe some year it's okay, but this hymn wasn't so strong, I think. From my point, so it was a good year in other ways. I have done this song a lot on other stages and so on, but it was no hit feeling in this song, but beautiful.
I know there are many more songs that were written for you with Melodifestivalen and Eurovision in mind. Can you reveal any songs yourself that maybe later was released with you or others?
No, I'm sorry. I can't remember any song. I have got a lot of tapes and suggestions, but I've never done this. No, I have never.
Wasn't the song Kalla mig hem written for Melodifestivalen that your son was one of the composers?
I think it was some talks about it, but it never come to the point.
They never submitted it?
I think, I don't know what the direct answer to it was. It didn't fit in.
Kalla mig hem, ge mig inget svar. Över tidens berg, genom djupaste dal. Himmel och
Out of all your own songs, Roger, which one do you like the most? I know this is a very hard question. It's like favorite a child, but
No, of course I choose Vindarna because it's so powerful, and still today when I'm doing it, the public is fantastic. It's a song that never goes out, and it still have the same power, and I'm doing it more powerful than ever because of the public. I think it's absolutely the best song out, if I can choose. And the other songs I have made in Melodifestivalen, it's very good songs, and I'm very proud for being in the festival and for doing these songs. I have a lot of good feelings for what I've done.
Directly after your Eurovision participation in 2000, you released an album that sold gold in Sweden.
Yeah, it was a success. Yes, I think it was a very strong album, little special because it was special songs written for a composer whose name is Andreas Nordqvist. So he was making special songs for this album, and I'm very proud of it. And it sold gold, so it's a good album. And I would like to present two of the best songs on this album, and it's called Refugee or Flykting, and Vid bergens rand. Those tracks are very good. I like them very much.
I totally agree. And the funny thing is with Vid bergens rand that you sang it with the Swedish actress Eva Fröling, and this song actually participated in Melodifestivalen 1997.
Aha.
And later, Bonnie Tyler also have covered it.
I didn't know. What is
you didn't?
No.
Well, let's play a Bonnie Tyler song too.
Let the sunshine upon our road. Let love be the guide along the way. Let the angels say hello.
Thanks for this nice talk, Roger.
But thank you, Emil. It was a nice journey to go through all things from years back. Very nice.
And thanks to you, the listeners. It's an amazing feeling to reach out to such a nice and interactive audience. Opinions, questions, or suggestions are more than welcome. Use our social media accounts at Facebook or Instagram, or email me at emil@schlagervandrarna.se. And don't forget to subscribe so you're always up to date with new episodes. Tell your friends and maybe rate the show and write a review on the podcast platform of your choice. This helps tremendously. What do you say, Roger? Shall we end this show with När vindarna viskar mitt namn in Swedish or English?
We can take it in English. I think it's never played in English on Swedish radio, but it was nice to hear in English, actually.
Happy fever made it so.